What's up, everybody? Ash here for the Triple S League, breaking down highlights from E3 2019. So, Jedi Fallen Order is coming November 15th. We've known the release date for a while. We know it's coming from Respawn and being published by EA, but in EA's Saturday live stream, they opened up with a focus feature on the new Star Wars game, and we actually got to see gameplay. We got to see 15 minutes of gameplay, and the team and I were not disappointed. We were not let down at all by what we saw. This looks like it could be the return to the single-player, story-focused, combat-focused Jedi gameplay that a lot of us were hoping for. So Obsidian and I are both fans of the old Dark Forces Jedi Knight series, and while this has some marked differences from those games, this looks like it could be a step in the right direction for Star Wars games, maybe Star Wars as a whole. Now the setting is interesting. It takes place after the Jedi have all been exterminated, mostly by the Emperor, which takes place in Episode 3 in the prequel trilogy. I don't know how far after that this is set, but the designs of the Stormtroopers and the TIE Fighters and the Walkers and things looks like the original trilogy, so it might be set a little ways after that. In any case, it sort of serves to tie those two eras in the Star Wars universe together, and it features Saw Gerrera from Rogue One. We see some of the classic Force powers returning, Force Push, Force Pull, of course. We also saw some wall running. There's also this time freeze or time stall effect that is not the same as Force Speed that you may have seen in previous games. In this one, it appears that you can freeze specific objects or characters in time. And of course, you can double jump and do all kinds of other awesome Jedi movement. With all the climbing and jumping around, I got a real Tomb Raider vibe. And the combat combined with vine swinging gave me a bit of a Sekiro vibe. Unlike the Jedi Knight series, which had directional combat where you could make attacks in any direction you like, this one looks like it has a lock-on system, so you attack in the direction of whichever enemy that you're currently targeting. Now, at first, the combat seemed a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish. The Stormtroopers just kind of seem to stand around and wait to be killed in some circumstances. Now, I don't know if this is an artifact of it simply being an alpha and it's not done yet, or maybe they just set it on super easy difficulty and played in a more slow-paced manner in order to showcase some of the stuff that was in the game. There were places where the player was obviously just waiting for something to happen so they could react to it. And of course, there's our little droid buddy, who is really awesome, but he's also very useful. He rides around on your back, he projects a map for you in a very sort of immersive way that integrates the map right with the gameplay. He dispenses health boosters and things like that. And of course, an adorable droid is always a welcome addition to any Star Wars game or movie. But what's interesting is they didn't show the best parts of this at the EA showcase. They showed the best parts of it during the Xbox showcase. They showed a completely different trailer that opens up with our main character swimming up to and then climbing all over the outside of a walking AT-AT. And then you have this introduction scene where Saw Gerrera appears in the window, like, "Who are you?" And then they show a whole bunch of other really cool stuff. So that was the best of what we saw of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order at E3, was actually at the Xbox showcase. During the EA showcase, we saw actual gameplay, of course, and it looks pretty good. It's hard to make a definitive conclusion about it. I'm cautiously optimistic just because it is EA, and we have been burned with Star Wars stuff a lot recently, and with EA in general recently. But it looks like it could be really good. It looks like it's going to have an interesting story. I do believe that they're going to have to knock the story out of the park for this game to be at all memorable. I think it's also going to have really good combat, which it looks like it might have. It's hard to say just from the demos that we've seen. But I would definitely recommend keeping your eye on this one. It looks like it has the potential to be something really good, maybe even something really great. And definitely check out the gameplay from EA and that new trailer from the Xbox showcase. Thanks so much for watching. There's going to be more E3 highlight videos. Subscribe here at the Triple S League to catch those, as well as we're going to have tons of discussion about it on our podcast on Wednesday, especially the Cyberpunk 2077 stuff, which was super hype. All right, thanks, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, sub, and hit that notification bell, and then check out some of these other videos. Find the link to our Discord server and other important stuff in the description below.
Rotated.